don't have high hopes, I just have hopes.
I don't think I'll ever be okay ever again. Cry number 2, page 215. That was even more painful than the first one.
Hi, welcome back. I don't have my tiny microphone, bear with me. Today is going to be a day. It's going to be fun because today I will start a reading vlog in which I read all the new releases, my most anticipated releases from the end of 2023 that I missed and the beginning of 2024. I'm so excited. You have no idea. I think the 3 books that I'm going to read in this vlog are going to be, first and foremost, I already started this book. You will see the update, but I'm completely out of my mind. Insanity. It's the Atlas Complex. Whoop! If you've seen this book online, the rating from the first day to the second day of this release has dropped from a 4.5 to a 3.3. Yeah, people are hating this book. They're hating it so much. I think I'm going to love it. I love an unconventional ending to a series. I love weird books. I love books that talk about science and philosophy, and this is it. And I also have no expectation for the romance, so I think this is going to be it. I don't have high hopes, I just have hopes. Second book that I'm going to read, I have the physical copies, but they are upstairs and I'm lazy. It's going to be Checkmate by Hiii. I bought this the day it came out in London with my friends, and I, like a dragon hoarding its secrets and treasures, I did not want to start this book because then I would not have any Hiii books anymore. But she's coming out with 2 new books this year. So again, insanity. So I want to read this one. It's about chess. And if you know anything about me, I love books about chess. I love books about chess so much. It's one of my hyperfixation. I am terrible at chess. I love chess, like watching chess tournaments and books about chess. I think it's a wonderful game and strategy. And the other books that I'm so excited about, you have no idea. It's In Memoriam by Alice Wynne. I've been following this author since her days with the Harry Potter fanfictions on AO3, and the Italian copy of In Memoriam is out. It's gifted to me for my birthday and I still haven't read it because I know it's going to destroy me. It's World War I gay romance, but it's a historical book, like the emphasis on the history. My heart is going to be crushed. These are the 3 books that I'm going to read this week, possibly prolonged week, and let's go with the Atlas Complex. Oh my god!
Good morning. Cheers. I'm sure I'm gonna regret not making this, frame prettier. I just woke up, ready to start. There's bad boy here, the Atlas Complex. I probably already told you, I have no idea, but this has a 3.34 rating on Goodreads. And the day it came out, it was a 4.5, and then it blasted down. It's really interesting because on Goodreads everybody hates it, but on TikTok everybody loves it. I'm determined to love it because I love being a contrarian. Start this bad boy up. Yesterday night I watched some TikToks that explain the plot of the Atlas Paradox because I remember things, but I don't remember all the forum stuff. I completely, my mind is blank. So we're starting this bad boy. Ah! So excited. Oh my god, it's starting. I can already tell I'm going to suffer like a lot. Yay!
Update for a more, put together look. Put on my wonderful House Moving Castle, cardigan that I made and these wonderful earrings, and I feel like myself. I'm 5% through the Atlas Complex. I've read 30 pages and I'm insane. I already feel like I'm going to love this book so much. And this is coming from someone who really loved the Atlas 6, one of my favorite books of that year, and liked the Atlas Paradox. It's not my favorite, but I really liked it. And this time, I'm already insane. I can feel it. The table of content is the same table of content I had in my philosophy book when I was in high school. I started existentialism, which is a phrase I hope to never speak out loud outside of the high school experience. But yeah, I don't know. I already feel like 1,000 thoughts in my head, and there are so many questions unanswered. And I feel like I will feel the same about, you know, I have the Gideon the Ninth series here, like the Locked Tombs. I feel like I have the same feelings about this third book and the Locked to the Ninth, in which they are such risky books, but if the payoff is good, it's gonna be good. Let's power through, and I'll see you with an update. I feel insane. I put on some makeup because I feel like red hair deserves some makeup, and of course there's construction going outside my window. I love being me. I'm also on page 55 and I'm insane. I know I've said it like 1,000 times, but it's good. It's so good. Like the writing is complex and introspective in a way that could be really cringy, and I find that it's not. My mother tongue is a very complex language which usually uses very big words and long sentences. It's the norm, and I find that English lacks in that. English, I think, flourishes in simpler language, but those who can like weave sentences with powerful long sentences and words are like the top of the top. Like if you've read Maurice, if you read Bright Side Revisited, this is that kind of running. Those are big comparisons, but it's so good. It's also very queer. I will finish it. I want to. I need to for my sanity. Guess who found my tiny microphone? Me, myself. Guess who spent all her morning balancing between TikTok and dancing to Ariana Grande song and this Forsaken book. I am like 215 pages into this book and I am at 42%. I feel like I've been reading this book for 2 months, and at the same time I feel like I've just started it. I have been sucked in. The writing is so good. The way that the story is progressing is a happy medium between the first and the second book, and I feel like whatever gripes I had with the pacing of the second book and the time passing, I don't have with this one. Olive Blake, I think, could I say better herself in that way? I don't know what she did. This is hidden. This is hitting very hard. I know why this book is rated so low. I don't care. I am loving it. I'm loving it and I want to finish it soon. Can I finish it today? Debatable. I have a birthday party tonight, but maybe tomorrow, and then we'll go on to Checkmate. But I don't think, I don't know if I'll have like a book hangover after this one. Possible, very possible. I also look like a potato, but you know, potatoes are delicious. I am losing my mind. What? Grazie. Morning. I am at page 315 and I don't feel well. It's not because it's very fucking cold and I have 3 jumpers and 3 or 4 colors. It's because book makes me insane. Book has to come to an end that I don't want it to. It is objectively like really good. Aside from like my personal feelings and emotions, I think it's objectively really well written. And somebody has to die and I don't... Well, maybe Parisa. I don't know if that's misogynist on my part, but I like her the least. I don't think she's going to die. I think it's somebody else and I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't think I'll ever be okay ever again. I hate this book and I love it. I love it so much. I'll have coherent thoughts tomorrow, today, tonight. Not at all. I think a part of me died reading that last page. Good morning. I finished the book. I finished the book last night. Look who's here. This was my emotional support buddy throughout all this book. I loved it. I do want to give you the reason why I loved it. I think it was complex. I think it was the more luscious and experienced version of the other two books that came before this. I think it sets out to be what the first book said it would be. So, you know, power is taken, 6 are here, 1 has to die. And I think it does it in a very elegant way, in a way that it makes you really think about the state of the world. I read the acknowledgements that the author wrote, and they were very precious. She was so sweet, and she also explained that this trilogy came from a place of rage, especially with, you know, the American president's administration when the first one came out. And I can understand that, because truly these books are about what power is, what people are going to do when they come with power in their hands. It was just incredibly well crafted, in my opinion. I know why people are mad. I do understand. I don't get the flaming 1-star reviews, especially because a lot of the things people are mad about are true in the middle of the book. They're not true at the end because the story progresses. And I'm like, are people like rage quitting this book? And are they not reading the last chapters? Because they explain a lot and they rectify in a way a lot of the things that people could be mad about. I was mad about it, but in the end, I truly understand that the first book was set up to have the third book like this. I was not shocked. I was just devastated. I think the interaction between the characters are so interesting. I think the progression and going backwards of the characterization of the people in this book, it's so interesting. I don't know if it's a full 5 stars. I think it's a 4.75 stars, maybe, or maybe a full 5 stars. It depends on how much I'm going to think about this book after finishing it. I do have a physical copy of Check and Mate, and I cannot wait to go back to my house and like have it in my hands. I'm going to devour that book. I really want to read it in one day. We'll see if it's possible. Is this the most unflattering lighting you've ever seen in your entire life? So I'm on page 12, okay, and I'm loving it. The protagonist, who has serious economical problem and like family problems, I think, abandoned chess forever, but then she is going to enter a chess tournament and wipe the floor with the world's best chess champion, and they are going to team up for something, which will involve romance and I think a lot of chess, which is everything that I want to. But also, her friend called Peña calls herself on their respective phones Bret Easton Ellis, the author of American Psycho, also the author of the other book that I'm reading, which is called The Shards, and it's really good. And Ailey Hazelwood just knows me so much. This book was written for me and for me only. Thank you very much. Thank you. I love this too. This idiot has the gall to be out of breath when, you know, playing chess with her. And the protagonist does not get it. He's like, oh, he hates me. He hates me because I beat him once. He's in love with you. He is a pathetic loser and he is in love with you, and I love him. I'm on page 104 and I'm loving it so much. Welcome to the 2 a.m. camera. I am so close to finishing this book. It's so good. And this pathetic loser chessman, I love him. I love him. I finished it. I'm so happy. It was very good. I think, yeah, easy 5 stars. I'll talk more about it tomorrow, but very good. cute today. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the hair, because I brushed it with different technique. I don't know. I really like them. I have a reading update though. I am a third of the way through In Memoriam by Alice Wynne. I feel like I haven't explained what this book is about. This book is about two young men who get drafted in World War One to fight for the British Empire. And, well, actually they don't get drafted. They draft themselves because they're fucking stupid. And Alice for now they're put in the same platoon and they are fighting alongside together and they're also in love with each other. They don't want to admit it though, because if word gets out, they could, you know, face public humiliation, not only for them, but also for their families. And one of the two boys is of German descent. His mother is German, so he is there mostly for public appearances. And they're slowly discovering the horrors of war and how nothing that they thought in their private colleges, in the safety of their private colleges, actually matters. There's also the fact that they don't want to admit to each other their feelings, even though it's reciprocated, because they're living in very tough conditions. One doesn't think that the other is reciprocating or could ever reciprocate their feelings, because one thinks that the other is in love with their sister and the other one's like, yes, he is very straight. We are kissing right now, but he is very straight and he's going to marry a woman someday. Everybody told me that this is very heartbreaking, and it's called In Memoriam. In Memoriam is the necrology, so the list of people who have died that day. In the newspaper there was this In Memoriam section, and if somebody dies, I don't know how I'll fare. I don't know. It's going by very fast. The chapters are really short. There's also a lot of letters, which I really much appreciate, and the writing is it's simple but it's effective, and I'll trudge on. You'll probably see me cry. Well, first good cry of the book on page 183. That was unexpected. It was so painful. Yeah, well, cry number 2, page 215. That was even more painful than the first one. That's wonderful. Well, wow, such a flattering angle. I took a shower and it's midnight. I feel like at night, every reading experience, it's so heightened. I don't know what it is. Emotions are at like an 11 instead of a 10. So I have roughly 100 pages left into In Memoriam, and I am going to finish it tonight. I am positive that I can. I may overestimate myself, but I'm also stubborn. Cry number 3, page 340. That was foul. Foul. It's 1 a.m. I finished the book. You know, sometimes I feel like realistic books shouldn't exist. Sometimes when people say that they're tired of happy endings, maybe they should shut up. I'll do a little bit of a wrap up tomorrow, and then I don't know, it's the end of the video. Hi, it's the next morning. I finished In Memoriam by Alice Wynne, and I thought we could do a little wrap up at the end of the video. I started this video with one of my most anticipated books of all time. It's The Atlas Complex. I really like that book. I really liked it. I think it's a more defined and refined version of the 2 first books, and the writing is definitely improved. It sets up to do everything that the series promised to do at the very beginning. I can see why people are mad, but I can see why people would give it like maybe 3 star. The 1-star review, they're like, worst experience of my life, they don't end up together, somebody dies, blah blah blah. I think people rage quit the book halfway through, because in the end, things that are true in the middle of the book are not true at the end, and everything gets rectified. It's a very bittersweet but happy ending. So I don't get it. I don't get it. It's not a conventional book. It's definitely one of the weird series, but you could get it from the first book. So I don't know. That rating doesn't feel right to me. Then I read. I'm gushing internally for this book. Checkmate by Hiii Hazelwood. Probably, this will be in my favorite books of the year. I can already tell. This was everything to me. It's a YA romance about chess. It's definitely more about chess than the romance, but the tension in this book. Hiii Hazelwood, I think, with every book that she puts out, perfects the art of tension between characters. There's also the fact that one of my favorite things in the entire world are books about chess. I love chess. I'm terrible at it, but I love like strategy and books about chess and TV shows about chess and everything chess related that it's not me actually playing. I love. I also really liked how, pathetically in love the main love interest was, and how the main character was actually very, very clever, but she self-sabotages so much. It's explained why, which is why I liked it. I don't know, I just loved even the secondary character, Oz. Loved him. Mwah. Just a really lovely book, and it feels like every Hiii Hazelwood books that she puts out, even though the main couple is not a queer couple, there are always characters in the A spectrum, which I appreciate so much. Also a ton of queer characters. It feels like a very loving book for the community. And then in memoriam, I don't have much to say about this book. It's just good. It's just very good. It's a book about World War I and two young English students. They actually draft themselves because they're fucking idiots. They're in love with each other, but they cannot express their feelings. And you can see the heartbreaking journey of them actually changing during the war, because of course, a world-shattering conflict changes you deeply, especially if you're on the front lines. One of them is part German, the other one is Jewish, and it plays a role in the story. I just really liked it, even though it lacked, at the end of the book, I realized this book lacks descriptions a lot, but it makes it up with very, very true to tell, like true to history dialogues. I don't know what to say. The dialogues and like the action scenes make up for the lack of descriptions in a way that I haven't seen in a lot of books. I wasn't bothered by it, that's what I'm trying to say. The ending, again, a little bit too bittersweet. You know what? This book was very realistic. It's written by somebody who knows their history. I really like Alice Wynn's constructing of the World War I atmosphere, especially between England, France, Belgium, and Germany. The ending though, I wish we could have gotten something a little bit more idyllic. I don't know how to say it, but a little bit less realistic for what the story was, and a little bit more happier. I wanted a happier ending, even though it's happy, it is. So I think I'm going to give it this one 4 stars. Checkmate, definitely 5 stars, and also the Atlas Complex 5 stars. This was a very happy vlog. I'm very happy I read all these books and they delivered. Very happy about it. Very happy to start the year with this kind of books. So we've reached the end of the video. If you want to connect with me, my socials are always down below, and I'll see you in the next one with another vlog. Methinks. I could be wrong about that. My mind works in different ways, in mysterious ways. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye! Mwah!